Three, two, one, 1, 2, 3. Welcome back from spending time with me. So excited. It's been, I feel like, a long time since I got to talk to you guys. Last time we talked about building a monopoly and how we're able to hopefully be self-sufficient. That's my goal. That is my goal, is to be self-sufficient, to be I want to use money, obviously, because, that's what the world is made. But I mean, like, bartering and using, I don't know. I'm working and praying and seeing where God leads me as far as skills. So that's what I've been working on is a design for, as you see, I need to put up ceilings. I need stuff, a lot of stuff that needs to be done. So I'm like, all this is new to me. I haven't, it's been a dream. It has been a dream. I think this is where God is telling me, I don't know, he's telling me to say this, so I'm gonna say it. Let me move this real quick. Got wood on the floor because I'll show you guys in a minute, but as you see, sheetrock, electric, all this stuff still needs to get put in. As far as downstairs, just the sheetrock, just the decoration and sheetrock. Upstairs, he put the electrical in all the rooms. So I just have to figure that out. But this is a dream. Everybody's like, why don't you leave and move and how are you able to do it by yourself? I'm not by myself. And I think this is where my skill or my inspiration, my counselor just yesterday, it's been 10 days, so I've had 3 visits with her, 2 weeks, 2 visits with her. And she keeps saying that I inspire her. I'm going to her because I have pain. And yet I'm inspiring my counselor. I'm inspiring my church ladies. It's like, I don't know. I was talking to Britta and Casey. I was supposed to go to my son's on vacation for the week. We're at Royal Kids Family Camp. Royal Kids Camp. I was supposed to go with them. They asked me to talk to the kids to inspire children who are in hard situations or have been in hard situations, and how to inspire people, especially now. Where I'm broken the most that I've ever been in my life. This trauma experience is like the worst thing that I've ever had to go through. And I don't like it because I can't leave the house. I try, and usually when I leave the house I'm good, but it's like anybody who has anxiety, like, you don't know when it's gonna happen, and like when it it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but I seen this little girl yesterday, Darhar Man, and I discovered a new disease that I didn't even know existed, and she inspired me. So this is what I say we're here for. We're all here to talk about our stories, not our opinions. Our opinions does not matter. It's the facts. It's the facts. It's what happens. Opinions are opinions. Like, that was the whole thing that me and my brother had the problem with that church guy, because your opinion on whether somebody else goes to heaven, and the fact that this man was grieving because he had just lost his mom, and he's like, you didn't say anything about going my mom in heaven or anything, and just because she didn't go to church, she didn't, like, how do you know what she did or didn't do in her spare time? Because she didn't make it visible to you because she didn't go to church. But a lot of people who have the heart of God, a lot of people, me including, have a heart of God and don't always go to church. You don't go to church. Church, the way the world has made church, why do you want to go to church? People are so judgy and so mean, and like, they say whether, nobody, that's the thing. The Bible, if you read the Bible and you're from the Bible, it says it, don't judge by man's standards, because God doesn't judge by man's standards. He judges by the inside, and only God can see the inside. Even, like I said before, I've said this a million times, the devil cannot see inside you. He can only hear and know what you tell him. So that's why I think, for me, it's important in your head a lot of the times. And for me, when you're in a conversation in your head, you got to make, like I'm talking to you now. If I was saying this in my head, I'd be like, right? Making the thing. So people might look crazy, or even I verbalize it. But he only listens what you tell him. So that's where I think my flaw is, I try, there's a fly and it's annoying, not to verbalize it, and I just close my eyes and let God take control. Try. Anyways, it's not always easy. God, is it not easy? That's why it's been a long time. But I want to show you something, because I just told you that this word working thing, and I don't know if there's any carpenters or anything, and if you're impressed or not, I don't know. I'm kind of impressed. I'm impressed, to show you what God has been doing for me this week. Just this week. Like I said, it's been 10 days, so what are we on, day 3, 4 of this week? Thursday, so day 4 of this week. I'm starting Monday, so 5 if you're counting Sunday. This is, I think, why it's hard, but I was talking with the counselor yesterday, so I have to verbalize this today, because she confirmed it, and it's crazy. So I've told you guys a million times, and if you're just starting to follow, when I was little, I used to be the girl in the closet, and I would have visions and dreams, and I would pray and beg, and I didn't know that that's what I was doing. I was just talking to myself. And this is why I think people say that people are crazy who talk to themselves, because it's, like I said, another suppression from God. Because the people, if you don't talk to yourself, that's the crazy ones. Because, like I said, million times, if you're just following, but Jesus went off by himself. If you especially watch The Chosen, man, watch The Chosen. I should record it and put it on this channel, like, because I've rewatched it 100 times. So maybe I want you guys to watch it. So watch it with me or whatever. Maybe that'll be our new thing. I don't know. It's almost an hour long. Once right now they're half an hour episodes, the first 2, and I think 3 and 4 are hour-long episodes, and I believe there is only 6 or 8 of them in each season. There's only 4 seasons. Anybody knows? 4 seasons of The Chosen, and that's not the whole Bible, but that's the most important part, and that is Jesus. What I think that's why they played it, to show how Jesus really was. Right now, I'm rewatching it for the 3rd time. But right now we're at the part where everybody's thinking that the Savior was a warrior. The Savior was going to save them from Rome, was going to come in an army, and he says, where in the Bible does it say that God is coming as an army? God comes in a human form. He came to us in a human form, in a person, and actually a poor person, because they kept talking about how nothing good can come out of Bethlehem. Bethlehem was just a teeny tiny little thing, but again, man's standards, man's opinion. That's not, our opinions do not matter. It is God, right? I'm trying to show you, I'm got a million things, see the ADHD going? I got a million things going on because it just doesn't matter. Today is one of the most beautiful days in a long time. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. You can tell summer's ending and fall's beginning, but that, again, change of the season, change of the weather. How often does it happen, and how often does it need to happen to our lives? Lots and lots of changes. So, God was a carpenter. Jesus was a carpenter, and I'm actually very impressed. So, like I said, this is what I want to show you, what I've been doing the past couple days, and I have to go finish my bookshelf in my living room. But like I said, I need to put up ceilings and stuff, and I have a big king-size bed, and I cannot move the bed by myself constantly. And I had this dream when I was a little girl, like I said, about all of this. Owning my own house, not having to work, just sitting at home. Not that it's, it's just that it's cheap. My house, like you say, who's willing to live in a construction site for, we're 3 years now. This 3 years in this house, I think 2021, we bought the house. Who's willing to put the work in? And this is where God is giving me. So I don't have to work like for other people. This is what I have to work. Hey, I can't do it. I forgot about the hat. Well, we're going to do it like this. That was the wall that my husband built. And then I did this. I did this and this. So excuse the bed. The bed is on the floor. This is the bed frame. I can't see where I'm going. This is real life. This is everything. We already moved the fan twice. We're gonna have to move it again because, as you can see, it's not a lot of room. This is gonna go on top of here. On top of here. Sorry guys. So this is gonna go on top of here, and my bed is gonna go inside here, and it's gonna come down. I haven't decided how. I don't know how. Like I said, I've never built a Murphy bed before, but I'm doing this by myself. Like, I did this. I did this. It took 2 to 3 days, I think. I started Monday, and I ended yesterday. My brother, I'm waiting for a couple more things. There's some screws that need to be grinded. I don't like metal work. And it sparks and it scares me. But with God, all things are possible. I built a Murphy bed. Or a wall bed, or a bed that is up on the wall that comes down. And I want to see if it works. I'm like freaking out. But it looks like it's going to work, and I'm very, very excited. And I didn't own a drill or pick up a drill before I bought the house 3 years ago. And my husband did most of the drilling. And there's more to show you, but I don't. My house is a mess right now, so I'm gonna, after I'm done with you guys today, I'm gonna go clean it, because I've been working on this. So I'm gonna do a little run through, put clean dishes away and everything. We are in Exodus chapter 2, the birth of Moses. And it, all the people before Jesus, like, that's another thing with the chosen, is reading the Torah and knowing the Hebrew language and how Jesus was persecuted by people who claimed to love God. People who were in churches or tabernacles or cathedrals, worshiping and abiding by Moses' law, abiding by Jacob's law, the father of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right? So, how Jesus was even persecuted by people who claimed they knew when the Messiah was coming, or they knew the signs, right? The signs of when he would come. And if he was here, then this would be happening. And if this was here, then this would be happening, right? How many times that word if, what if this, what if that, like we were talking, like I said, this is now 2 weeks ago with her, was that word if. She said that if is always in the future, but for me, if can be in the past too, because, you know, I know you can't go back and change the past, but you can always, like, try to replay it in a different scene. And some people, I think, have that. Like, there was a sickness that I saw, I think I talked about this before, but that people put a different version in their head of a time, because that's for me. What happened with Danny is something that I don't want to relive. So I'm like, well, what if this, what if that? You know, he just ran away. He just left us, you know, other than the reality of what it is. As you see, it's a very hard time in my life, because you spend literally 6 years, every single day, 24/7, you spend with person. Not 24/7, but you know what I mean. They come home to you, and you have a life. You barely spent any time apart. You spent the 3 months you went to jail, and a couple days here and there we spent apart, but for the most part 6 years, and then all of a sudden, but that's life. That is life, and that's why it's hard for me to be doing these shows, these, you know, why it's longer. You know, it was before he was here, and we just had a lot going on, and now it's just like I got all that extra stuff going on still, and now I'm by myself. I'm looking for tissue, I don't got one, but you know, now it's solo mio with all the extras, and it's just with God. I've just been holding on to him. I don't feel good. I don't want to get up. There's a lot of, you know, sadness going on. But as long as I stay home, I keep pushing through. And God has given me the opportunity to be able to, as my brother put it yesterday, keep my mind busy. I have so much to do in the house that it has been a godsend. It has been God guiding me through the pain that I'm trying to navigate. So when I sit still and I spend time with God and I spend time with you guys, I get my mind, you know, you guys are like, what are you even talking about today? You going ping pong a million different miles a minute. talking about all kinds of stuff, but like I said, this is real life. This is me. This is my safe zone, my house, my YouTube channel, because I want, you know, like I said, people are telling me that I'm inspiring them with things that I say, and I feel like I'm crazy. But my counselor and Britta and a few other people are like, oh my gosh, you know, like, wow. How do you still have faith? How do you still go to church? Um, but it's not about church, and it is about faith. It is about God. It is about spending time with this book, and I feel like I've neglected it. But God, again, only God is the only one who knows your heart and knows, like, meditated on day and night. Even if you pick one scripture, I usually do. With things I can't control. So, what is it? Don't worry about what you'll eat, what you'll drink, what you'll wear. If the wildflowers in the field that are here today and gone tomorrow, he dresses them up, how much more valuable are you? I think that's two separate verses, but those are my go-to, you know, God knows the thoughts and attitudes of our heart. And music. I listen to a lot of music, and I posted it on my personal Facebook page about, hope you guys can hear me, about Michael Jackson and how music is a chant. Everybody knows, right? Music, that's where it started, was the Indians and the people chanting and passing on stories. That's where music came from. And you still got to be careful with what you put into your body. Music, food, smoking. Are you smoking tar? Are you smoking grass? Are you know, it's like vaping, that fiberglass? Oh my God, that's, my child does it, and my child's father, I guess, does it. Like, people have went to vaping over cigarettes, and do you understand what that is? Look at, I told you guys before, right? The glass, that's what you're doing to your lungs. Like, oh my God. And it goes all the way up. I think the last scar goes like right under here. So my whole arm was, look at, you can see it shining. The black dots. That's what you're doing in your lungs, is putting all that glass. Mine says windshield, or past driver's side window. And apparently a windshield, because only the windshields are really thick, and I had some windshield here. So wear your seat buckle. I still won't wear it, because if I was wearing it, I wouldn't have been able to get out of my seat. The driver's side was up I was up here. My children were in the back seat, thank God, safely. But yeah, you can ask me about that. So please don't forget. And I wish I can get good at this. I need to practice, right? Don't forget to subscribe. 24 minutes into it. Subscribe and like, share. I wish I knew how to do the editing. So anybody want to help me? I would be amazing. I don't know how to do the like, share, subscribe. But welcome to the ADHD world of Bible reading. So just telling you about my life, about what Jesus has brought me through. And like I said, it's not about our opinions. We can speak our opinions because of the facts of what happened to us. But everybody has different experiences, so everybody's going to have different opinions. And I think that's where the problem is. People, what is it? I'm watching. Oh my God, that's another one. So The Chosen, I told you, I'm already on 3 times watching it. just because it's really, really good. And you can, like I said, God knows your heart. And I think that's where God and the devil like to work. Well, not like to work. God works all kinds of ways, but how God really gets to you is your feelings. For me, I don't know. Everybody has a different way of talking to him, because everybody has your own relationship. Just like, oh, I'm the favorite child, you're the favorite child, you know, we got the same mother, same father, different mothers, and we all have that different personalities, right? So people want to use it as a fighting mechanism, as a war mechanism, because our feelings come from our experiences, and our thoughts also come from our experiences and how we felt during those experiences. So from previous experiences, and if it's new, most of the time it's usually anxious, right? Most of the time it's usually scary or excited or it's such a beautiful day. Anything, you know. Crap, train just left the station. I saw. It's like, what is it like to be married to somebody with ADHD? Well, here, you're not married, but you're watching it live and in person. I looked outside and I saw the wind blowing in the leaves, and I can feel and smell the air, and it just like, I love it so much. But I forgot what I was saying because I know it was about Jesus and how he makes you feel and the thoughts, and so when I watch The Chosen, that's what it is. So when I watch The Chosen, I feel Jesus. I feel God, and I feel the love in my heart. And like I said, the devil likes to use our feelings of scared when it comes to new things, or what ifs, right? What if this happens? What if this happens? And usually it is the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario. You think of the worst case scenario, and what are the odds of that's going to happen? Slim to none. But you still get scared, and you still don't want to go forward. But you have to. You have to, because it's life, and life is change, and if you don't change, things are always going to stay the same. You're never going to know the extent of your abilities with holding God's hands. So I encourage you to spend time with God. Spend time with God. That's why I'm encouraging The Chosen. The music that you listen to, there is every genre of Christian music, and there's some really awesome, really awesome people. The Rare of Breed, ASAP Preach, Mandisa, Lecrae, you know, and people have their opinions. Oh, these are not Christian. That's not Christian. That's not Christian. That's your opinion. Do you feel what I feel when they're speaking to me? Do you know what I feel when the music plays? You don't know my heart. You don't know their heart. And that's the thing. People, oh, this, that, you know, unless they're putting it out blatantly, you don't know anything. And even if they're putting it out blatantly, again, you don't know anything. God knows the thoughts and attitude. It is for us to love people regardless of our opinion, regardless of the feeling of us. Again, if you watch The Chosen, what is his name? Crap. It was something turned to Peter. Simon turned to Peter. Simon turned to Peter. And Matthew. Oh my God. Matthew and Simon. I don't want to give it away, but you got to watch it. And you got to read the Bible. You got to spend time with God. What we're doing right now is spending time with God. I am telling you my spending time with God. You got to fast. You got to watch what you eat, drink, watch, listen to, read, anything that goes into your body. all those senses, touch, feel, the 5 senses, right? See, touch, feel, smell, something. Hear. See, touch, smell, hear. Oh my God. Whatever the 5 touches are, senses are. I'm getting a headache. Whatever those, the senses are, is how you gotta spend time with God, right? And it's not okay to put any kind of bad stuff in, because I used to do that a lot, actually. And yes, I still struggle with it, honestly. To know, oh, that was where the whole point was going, because this is the 3rd time watching The Chosen, so I'm watching a new show. See how, there it is. So I'm watching a new show, and I'm questioning if it is godly or not, but it's hilarious, and God does have a sense of humor. I promise you, God will make you laugh so much. The show is Raising Hope. So it's nothing like what I thought it was going to be, because, you know, I didn't clearly read the thing. It was like 3 men and a baby. That's what I thought it was going to be like. It's nothing like that, but it is hilarious, and I love it. I love it, and I love it, and I love it. And they talk about church, they talk about God. There's an episode where Bert's parents told him he was Jewish, and he wasn't really Jewish, but they just wanted money. They have champagne taste on a beer budget, and, you know, they're just trying to live fancy. And they said he owes him or them or whatever. It's just a really, really funny show. So again, everything you watch, pray about it, and if you know that it's bad, then don't watch it. But I love to, like I said, I struggle with it because I like all the Fast movies, Fast and the Furious, but there's a lot of not good stuff there. But at the same time, ask God for forgiveness. I don't know. I'm learning the rules too. And I made a joke about my brother, like, you're like religion because you have so many rules, and there's no rhyme or reason. There's no wrong answer, there's no right answer. This, I think, is my point. Is we're here to help each other. We're here to help each other, is to tell our story, to encourage each other. This is my point of the whole 30 something minutes we've been together, is same thing I've said since day one, excuse me, is I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. I've never known what I'm doing. I know how my brain works, and I know how it used to work and what it took me to get to where I am. So I think that's where the process is still learning how to unlearn what I learned and then relearn the new stuff. So this is relearning the new stuff, and the only way to do that is to spend time with Jesus. Spend time in the Word of God, and ask him for what is best for you. Again, I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or what I feel like I'm doing. Everything I do is a feeling. And the Bible does say it. Thoughts and attitudes of the heart, and think on the things that are pure and loving and kind, and, you know, not what if not, you know, don't dwell. Don't dwell. So even though that's not the chapter that we're on, we're only on the birth of Moses, and then Moses escapes to Midian. chapter 2 in Exodus. We've finished all of Genesis and Exodus, and I don't want it to take a year to get through Exodus. But, like I said, as you saw in the beginning, I cried a lot. And I do. I cry a lot. But God collects all of our tears in jars. Again, it says it in here. Collects all of our tears in jars. And it shows it, I'm pretty sure he shows it in, oh, it was in the shack. It was in the movie The Shack. How he collects our jars and pours it in the garden, and then you have to go in the garden and weed out all the, it's a painful process, but it shows it in the movie, that movie. And again, what we watch. So what is it that you want me to watch that is godly, that God will approve of? That's pretty much all I want, right? That's all I want for all of us, is to self-sufficient, God-sufficient. God-sufficient first, and then self-sufficient, because that's the only way I'm learning. I think he's going to give me the self-sufficiency, because I've already, as you saw, for a long time, I've been sufficient on him. He has been my provider, and I could not get through what I'm going through without Jesus, without God. And he has showed up in the most miraculous, beautiful ways. Just praying for my son, and praying, and he shows up. My son shows up, and get the ability to talk to him, send him Snapchats, and he calls. So pray with me, pray for our children, because prayers work. God is real. God loves us. ADHD is real. Mine. So, I love it. Anyways, like I said, this is my safe zone. You don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But from what I understand, I'm a very lovable person. I do get sidetracked and have a lot of verbalization, but apparently it's only here because, for the most part, I verbalize with God, I guess, and this is the importance of being together. Just to talk, just to, tell our stories and tell our opinions without fighting, because, like I said, everything is based off of life experiences, and nobody knows what anybody's going through. If you want to watch anything, watch The Darhar Man, and you'll learn a bunch of stuff new and how to treat people. I don't know how he got a crew. I wish I had a crew like that and people back me up and do shows. But this little girl yesterday, when I watched that it was her true story, that it was real, I love it, and I love you. So, let's get to the Bible. About this time, right, so we went to the Israelites in Egypt, how somebody died, Joseph died, right? Joseph died, and a new king came, and he made them slaves, all right? So now we have the birth of Moses. About this time, a man and woman from the tribe of Levi got married. Don't say their names. Why? Yet. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that he was a special baby and kept him hidden for 3 months. But when she could no longer hide him, she got a basket made of papyrus reeds and waterproofed it with tar and pitch. She put the baby in the basket and laid it among the reeds along the bank of the Nile River. Remember what we said, the Nile, crocodile. Ah. The baby's sister then stood at a distance, watching to see what would happen to him. I'm a bit confused. So, the time a man and woman from the tribe of Levi got married, the woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. So where does the sister come from? Was she's the older sister of Moses? So they must have had a girl first and then the baby Moses? Or is it from another mother? Where does the sisters, right? The baby's sister then stood at a distance, watching to see what would happen to him. If they just got married and had a little baby boy, I'm a bit, where'd the sister come from? Just questions, just curiosity, not that it makes the whole story irrelevant, right? And just, where does the sister come from? Soon Pharaoh's daughter came to bathe in the river, and her attendants walked along the riverbank. I want to do that, but I'm bathe in the river. In the Nile? You really bathe in the Nile? But the attendants walked along the riverbank. When the princess saw the basket among the reeds, she sent her maid to get it for her. When the princess opened it, she saw the baby. The little boy was crying, and she felt sorry for him. This must be one of the Hebrew children, she said. Then the baby sister approached the princess. Should I go find the Hebrews? Should I go find one of the Hebrew women to nurse the baby for you? She asked. So she's got to be old enough to talk and know. So where does the sister come from? And how does she, she pops out of the princess, they're just taking a bath and pop, here comes the baby's sister. Yes, do, the princess replied. So the girl went and called the baby's mother. So it must be from another mother then, right? And how, if she was supposed to, take the baby and nurse him for me, the princess told the baby's mother. I will pay you for your help. So the woman took her baby home and nursed him. That is the best story, the best part of the story. I love it. She just put the baby in the river. I don't know how far from her to the princess, but literally that's as long as she got to be away from him. And then does she know that the little girl told the princess, and does the little girl went to go get the baby's mother, so it must be a different mother, right? They would say she would go get to her mother or something. I don't know. Take this baby and nurse him. I will pay you for your help. So now not only does she get to take care of her baby, but she gets paid to take care of her own baby, right? So the woman took her baby home and nursed him. Later, the boy was older. His mother brought him back to the Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her own son. The princess named him Moses. Moses sounds like a Hebrew term, which means to lift out. See, meanings behind your names. For she explained, I lifted him out of the water. That's crazy. I love it. So Moses escapes to Midian. Many years later, when Moses had grown up, he went out to visit his own people. How does he know that this is his own people too, right? How does he know? Does the princess tell him, hey, you're a Hebrew baby? How does he know? So he went to go visit his own people, the Hebrews, and he saw how hard they were forced to work. During his visit, he saw an Egyptian beating one of his fellow Hebrews. So how does he know it's his fellow Hebrews, though? I don't understand it. After looking in all directions to make sure no one was watching, remember, this is the importance part, and later what happens, the important part, so listen. So after looking in all directions to make sure no one was watching, Moses killed the Egyptian and hid the body in the sand. Oh my gosh. The next day, when Moses went out to visit his people again, he saw two Hebrew men fighting. So he saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew. So he killed the Egyptian and buried him. And now there's two Hebrew men
fighting. Why are you beating up your friend? Moses said to one who had started the fight. And how does he know who started the fight? He wasn't there when the fight started. He was there, during, I guess. The men replied, "Who appointed you to be our prince and judge? Are you going to kill me as you killed the Egyptian yesterday? No one was watching." Even when you think no one was watching. Do you hear that wind? Look at it. I got all the windows open. It's so... Oh, I love it so much. So even when you think no one is watching, somebody is watching. Because how did they know? How did they know that he killed the Egyptian yesterday? Then Moses was afraid, thinking, everyone knows what I did. Everyone knows I killed him, because if these guys know, everybody's got to know, right? Word of mouth. And sure enough, Pharaoh heard what happened, and he tried to kill Moses for the second time. Does he know that he's trying to kill Moses again? But Moses fled from Pharaoh and went to live in the land of Midian. When Moses arrived in Midian, he sat down beside a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters who come up as usual to draw water and fill the water troughs for their father's flock. But some other shepherds came and chased them away. So Moses jumped up and rescued the girls from their shepherds. Then he drew water for their flocks. See, even back in the Bible time, people picking on little girls. What is wrong with you? That's so mean, right? He sat down beside a well. Now the priest of the Midian had 7 daughters, who 7 girls, right, came as usual to draw the water and fill the troughs. But some other shepherds came and chased them away. For what? For what? Why? They need water too. Right? Oh my God. For what? Then he drew water for their flocks. When the girls returned to Reuel, their father, he asked, "Why are you back so soon today?" "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds," they answered. "And then he drew water for us and watered our flocks." "Then where is he?" your father asked. "Why did you leave him there? Invite him to come and eat with us." Moses accepted the invitation, and he settled there with him. Hold on, say this again. Moses accepted the invitation, and he settled there with him. So, this is a normal, thing that goes on, because the father said, "Why are you back so soon today?" And then the lady said, "An Egyptian rescued us from the shepherds," right? "And then he drew water for us and watered our flocks." "Then where is he?" the father asked. "Why did you leave him?" So they went back to the well to give Moses the invitation, and he settled there in them. In time, Reuel gave Moses his daughter Zipporah. That's a really pretty name, Zipporah, right, to be his wife. Later, she gave birth to a son, and Moses named him Gershom. And Gershom sounds like the Hebrew term, which means a foreigner there. For he explained, "I've been a foreigner in a foreign land." I love it. I love when they give the definitions of the names. It's just awesome. I think I told you guys what, when I went to Georgia, the lady hosting us was Paula, and she said that we are light seekers. Our name means light seeker. I love it. All right, so years passed, and the king of Egypt died. Ooh, so that's the Pharaoh, right? The king of Egypt died would be the Pharaoh. But the Israelites continued to groan under their burden of slavery. They cried out for help, and their cry rose from God. God heard their groaning, and he remembered his covenant promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He looked down on the people of Israel and knew it was time to act, or and acknowledge his obligation to help them. He knew it was and acknowledged, so he looked down on the people of Israel and acknowledged his obligation to help them. I love it, I love it, I love it. And that is the end of chapter 2. Then Moses and the burning bush. I wish they would do, I'm pretty sure they have done it, but I want a like visualization of all. That's why I like that cartoon on the YouTube channel that does, I forget what it's called, the Bible story, I think, or Bible something, and it shows little animations of each story. Like, I love it. And I think that's why I love children's Bibles, because it, you know, teaches the most importance. And even though this is man-written and it has been changed over the years, I'd love to have the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Geneva Bible to see what like is missing. So maybe someday. But this shows a lot of the most important things in the Bible about loving each other, respecting each other, and just, you know, that, I don't know. I love it. 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 So Moses in the burning bush, when God comes in the form of fire, right? Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I hope you guys can hear me. I don't know, I like to whisper, I don't know, but Moses in the burning bush. And then signs of the Lord's Prayer. Let my people go. Alright, so like, share, follow, subscribe. Talk to me. I don't have co-hosts because my brother's working the night shift now. They switched him to the night shift this week. My child is on vacation this week. And my oldest is at his friend's house. So I'm gonna go finish my headboard and footboard pieces that I need to be able to put on, so when my brother comes to cut the tips off the screws, my bed will be ready. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. With God, all things are possible. You can even build the Murphy bed, or wall bed, or whatever it is, the bed that they're gonna say. It is kind of high, but I don't, so my thing, I don't know why, but I am short, and I like my bed up high because, I don't know, I just like to feel like a little kid. I want to like have to crawl in the bed, you know. I want to crawl in the bed like a little baby, and I love it, and I love it. Then I have a bookshelf, and I'm gonna like I'm probably gonna clean my room a little because I've been waiting to find somewhere for these books to go, and I just created it, and I'm very excited. So, Jesus, thank you for this day. Thank you for spending time with us. Thank you for letting me finish. Even though there was a million trains going a million miles a minute, it was awesome to accomplish reading chapter 2 and letting me be me and spending time with you. And thank you. And whoever's watching this, please share, comment, like, and subscribe, and pray with me. And where 2 or more are gathered, that's where I am. I want Jesus in your home as well as in my home. Bless this house. Jesus, you are welcomed here. That song, Oceans. Holy Spirit, you are welcome here. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Oh, please. Oh, I know I can't sing. I'm sorry. But I love music and I love to sing. And I know all the words to all the songs, even though if you can teach me how to sing, that would be great. So, anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with me. And I'll see you back here soon. Remember, self-sufficient. Learn new skills. Try new things. Go out of your comfort zone and just Let God guide you to your next great adventure. Mwah. I love you.